Hey there, Simone here with Bulletproof Business Growth, as always, with some ideas and insights what to pay attention to when you're growing and scaling your business. And today I want to talk about something that's reshaping the business landscape, whether you're ready or not, whether you like it or not, the AI revolution. And I'm really excited talking about this because, it's something that we can't resist. We have to get with. And when you're doing it in the right way, it will really help you to save a ton of time and bandwidth, and also not to have to do the things that you really don't like doing or that you're not great at. So let me kind of start by saying, if you're intrigued by AI, but you're kind of unsure where to begin, well, you're totally in the right place. Most of our clients are exactly in this place. And I was for quite a while until I really started diving into this in the last few months, because we decided we really had to embrace it and share it with our clients to make sure that they were at the forefront of this development versus, months and months or even years behind. So if you're unsure where to begin, you are definitely in the right place. And you might be skeptical or even fearful of what AI might mean for your business. I totally get it. It is absolutely fascinating, and it is absolutely scary what the opportunities and the implications here are. You're definitely not alone with this. But ignoring it, that's honestly no longer a luxury any of us can afford. This is kind of a quiet revolution, well, or maybe not so quiet, that's already underway. And it's no longer something that's just for tech giants or Silicon Valley startups, right? AI is already happening in your industry right now. So when you're thinking about, contractors, medical cleanings, restaurants, funeral homes, any small business, you name it, they are using AI to free up hours of manual work, tighten up operations, and finally build the self-sustaining businesses that they've dreamed about. When you think about how many hours a day you spend dealing with your operations, dealing with your employees, helping them, trying to be a leader, all these things, they take up far too much of your time. So seeing all this, of course, we thought, how can we use this to solve our clients' biggest issues, which is not enough time and bandwidth generally to implement leadership and operational systems, which, of course, without it, your business is not going to be in the best shape. You're not going to be in a place where you can really grow and scale because your house is not in order. If your house is not in order, you can't really handle more volume, because if you can't really handle the volume, your customers are not going to be happy, and you'll be in a worse place than you were ever before. So what we did in the last few months is we built the AI business scaling blueprint. And this system is designed to help small business owners just like you, especially those in service-based businesses, automate and optimize their leadership and operational systems. So here's the thing. What we saw is, like, we have the best strategies on the planet, but historically it would still take sometimes weeks or even months to build out these pieces that then, once you start implementing them, they make a huge difference really fast. But for instance, like, building out an accountability framework, creating hiring assistants, mapping out org charts, writing job descriptions. So all that used to take hours and hours and hours, and sometimes weeks and weeks and weeks. And now this can be done in minutes. And not just done faster, but done smarter, because now we've trained this machine with my over 20 years of leadership and operational expertise, where we've helped over 1,000 clients at this point really optimize their business and get their teams to do the heavy lifting so that they don't have to, and they can actually focus on what matters, which is growing and scaling the business and being really in that strategic place, owning their CEO position rather than being stuck in the operational grind. And honestly, I'm here to tell you today that this is no longer a nice to have anymore. Here's the hard truth. When you're still manually solving problems, while you're still in there all day long, you're buried in team issues and daily chaos, your competitors are letting AI do the heavy lifting. They're automating decision-making processes. They're building teams that are actually accountable. They're scaling without the need of more hours and more staff. So it's not more on you, it's less on you, and it's less on your cost basis. So they're truly stepping into CEO roles while others are still stuck in being the bottleneck. And once that gap opens up, it's going to be really hard to close. And look, I get why you might feel hesitant about it. I get where there's resistance. You might be thinking, this is totally overwhelming. I don't have time to learn something new, and this seems like a big thing to learn. Of course, like, what if I mess up? Of course, there's a learning curve. The learning curve about this is real. It's not super intuitive necessarily until you understand how this works. So the learning curve is real, but so is the cost of not learning it. The longer you wait, the more you'll fall behind, and not just in efficiency. Think about profitability, in relevance, in your ability to attract top talent and grow your business without burning out. Because now the younger generations who will be and already are kind of the biggest pool that you hire from, they expect that they have these newer tools available. So when you think about this, I'll give you some simple ways to start right now. So it's not necessarily about overhauling everything overnight. So here's some simple ways to start interacting with AI. You can do this today. So, everybody knows about ChatGPT for text-based stuff. I like using Claude AI. But for these tools, right, you can use AI to clean up emails and communications. This saves you time, and it saves you tons of time. It gets your message across more clearly. I mean, many of you are not exactly the best writers on the planet. That's not what you're in business for. So it's a skill that you may not have, or you may not like to do it. But this is a huge, huge help, because you're not going to be sitting there not knowing what to say or how to say it, or worried about, maybe English is not your first language. So AI can be incredibly helpful. And with those really simple tasks, it gives you an idea also like what is possible. Like if you want to reach higher, you can ask AI to map out an org chart or a RACI matrix, or you can feed it your business goals and ask for a 90-day plan. So what AI can really help you do is be kind of a thought partner and help you through the steps that you can then take and really build it out. I'm not saying this is going to be like ready to go immediately perfect, but you'll see how it thinks, and you'll see how it can actually help you get things done. So now the issues that we've seen with our clients is that they like this idea, but they don't really know how to formulate prompts and what to ask for, and now they're stuck, and then they don't go any further. And that is why we built the AI Business Scaling Blueprint. So I'll talk a little bit about this, because this thing is so simple. It's incredibly helpful. It's really cheap. It's $27 to get it, and it'll give you an enormous amount of help that, like I said before, and I'm not making this up, I'm not telling you this to sell you, but it will save you hours and hours and hours, and it'll really help you get things organized. So the AI Scaling Blueprint is designed to address several critical pain points that most of our clients face all the time. So here's how it tackles all these challenges. Like, one big pain point is overwhelming operational chaos. Many business owners find themselves entangled in daily operations, which of course means you're not getting done what you really need to get done. And that leads to burnout and stagnation. And, your dream of really building and scaling your business oftentimes goes out the window because you get stuck right there. So the solution here is that the Blueprint offers a step-by-step system that leverages AI to automate and streamline operations, transforming your business into a self-running entity. So second problem that we see a lot is lack of scalable systems. So without scalable systems, businesses struggle to grow without increasing workload or hiring more staff. I mean, for many of you, the idea just of growth just means like more on your plate. So which means more hours for you to put in and hiring more and more people. But by integrating AI-powered systems with proven leadership strategies, the Blueprint helps you create scalable structures that support growth without creating all this additional strain. Now, another big block is dependency of the team on the owner for every single decision. So teams often heavily rely on the owner for decisions, causing bottlenecks and of course limiting autonomy, which is not good for them because that's really kind of soul sucking and boring. And it's not good for you because it means you're in the middle of everything. So every decision always has to run through you, which of course means your team now is executing way slower than they could really be moving, right? So now the Blueprint here empowers teams by installing AI systems that promote autonomy and reduce decision-making bottlenecks. So when they really understand what decisions they can make on their own, what decisions they have to ask permission for or more information for, they can move forward without you being in the middle of everything. A huge one, of course, is inefficient time management. Oftentimes, owners spend their time on low-impact tasks, which of course completely detracts from strategic activities. So now you're spending your time on a $20 an hour job while your $1,000 an hour job gets completely neglected. And the tools that we're offering here, like the AI time study generator, identifies time drains. It allows owners to delegate or eliminate tasks. And it also helps you focus on your high impact activities and staying focused on them no matter what. Of course, your biggest challenge may be hiring. I mean, I know hiring's been tough. We've been talking about it for weeks. Hiring the best talent is time consuming. And of course, it's prone to error. Like a lot of our clients, they come in and they're a little gun shy because they've made hiring mistakes before, which has cost them a lot of time and money. And now sometimes it comes to the place where they'd rather not hire and do things themselves or do it with a skeleton staff, which of course means nobody's in their sweet spot and everybody is overburdened and overworked and burnt out and tired. So the solution here that we're giving you is the AI hiring blueprint builder and the AI interview question generator, which streamlines the hiring process and it helps you attract and identify top talent from the start so that you're much less likely to hire the wrong person. And also here's the really big one. Once you do hire the right person, you'll have everything in place to help them be effective right from the start and not months and months and months later. And with all of this, of course, comes lack of strategic focus. So often owners get caught up in daily tasks, losing sight of strategic goals, vision, like why did I actually start this business to begin with? And what we help you do is the AI CEO Time Freedom Planner assists you in mapping out high impact activities, ensuring that you as a business owner spend your time in strategic growth opportunities rather than daily operations. So by addressing all these pain points, the AI business scaling blueprint enables small business owners to transition from kind of being that overwhelmed operator to becoming the strategic CEO of your business. Now you can actually foster growth and operational freedom, which is why you get into this to begin with. And look, while all this might sound super new and something that you'd rather not deal with, but here's what happens if you don't. Here's what we're seeing in businesses that don't get on the bus. Operations stay reactive and disorganized. Team accountability remains low. So as the owner, you stay stuck in the weeds, solving the same problem on repeat over and over and over. So which means the problem isn't really solved, and which of course means your growth plateaus or even reverse it. And meanwhile, your competition is pulling away. They're making faster decisions. They're making fewer mistakes, and more of their time is focused on growth. And of course, that's not a fair fight. So look, I mean, kind of in closing, because this is really what I want to encourage you to think about. AI isn't in the future. It's now. It's happening right now, and your competitors aren't waiting for you to catch up. So if you want to work fewer hours, build a more accountable team, and finally escape all the chaos and step into your CEO role, then AI isn't a distraction. It's the fastest way to everything you want your business to become. So that's just a quickie for today. Thanks for tuning in today. My name is Simone Jansen, and I'll see you next time. And on this podcast, we help businesses lead smarter, scale faster, and stop doing it all alone. And this is a fantastic tool that I'm offering you. So check out our new AI-driven training that really goes into detail about everything I just talked about. Go to AIbusinessscalingblueprint.com. One word, AIbusinessscalingblueprint.com. Check out the training and let us know if you have any questions or if there's anything we can help with if you're still confused. Have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next time.